Say so. Okay. I'm just going to assume you can hear me. Unless I see someone type no, I'm going forward. Ready? Hello and welcome to the Working Smarter for Mac Users noon workshop on March 1st. I'm Bob, Dr. Mac LeVitus. I've written 84 books, written or co-written 84 books, thousands of columns and articles, hundreds of blog posts, all about Apple stuff. I've been doing this my whole life. All right, so here we go. My thing is, I show users, Mac users, of all levels, all skill levels, almost any Mac user can be shown how to do more work in less time so they have more time for things they love. I'm turning down the volume because it's distracting me. Okay, so here's my promise to you. In this 1-hour workshop, I'm going to show you 3 simple Working Smarter techniques that will save you at least 15 minutes a day or more. And these are just a few of the many Working Smarter tricks and techniques that I could teach you. All right, I'm going to give you these today for free, and they're going to save you at least 15 minutes a day. I think they may save you up to an hour a day. But let's just say 15 minutes a day for the rest of your life. Every day for the rest of your life, that adds up to a lot of minutes. All right, so before we go on, I want to talk about a little bit about Working Smarter because it's different. It's unlike anything I've ever done before. It's totally unlike because I'm the publisher and I'm the tech support guy and I'm the writer and I did I'm the camera operator, the video editor, the audio editor, and all that other stuff. I'm a solopreneur. I do it all. So this project is unlike anything else I've ever done, and it's unlike anything else I know of. I guarantee, as a Mac user, I can help you finish almost any task on your Mac better, faster, or more elegantly, and save you countless wasted hours. I know that's a lot to promise, but I promise, okay? Is Working Smarter for you? Working Smarter is for any Mac user at any skill level who wants to be more efficient, manage their time and their activities better, and procrastinate less. If you make a living sitting in front of a Mac, I absolutely guarantee 100% you will benefit from Working Smarter for Mac users, and you're going to learn to do a lot more work in a lot less time, and you'll have more time for things you love. All right, so Working Smarter has 3 parts. There are 3, well, I look at it as kind of like the legs on a stool. Here, wait, why didn't the slide change? There we go. All right. The system tackles all 3 components. So if you really want to become productive, you can improve in any of those things, and it'll help a lot. But when you improve in all 3, all of a sudden it's multiplied. It's bigger than the sum of its parts. And the result is you will become a raging thunder lizard of productivity. You're going to work fewer hours, and you're going to do more work in less time than ever before. Now, in the beginning, I never missed a deadline. Never. But I struggled all the time. By the mid-1990s, I had sold some books. You see some of them there. But I was working really long hours, and I wasn't making a lot of progress. So, I don't know, my work days then consisted of getting up around 10 o'clock and not doing a lot of work before lunchtime, and then a little work in the afternoon, and then after dinner when it dawned on me that I had to finish this much work, I usually worked until midnight or 1 o'clock. And I worked much harder and much longer hours than I really needed to, and I wasn't making a lot of progress. And then, about 20 years ago, I found out I have ADHD. Talk about a mind blower. Who knew? It's like a friend asked me to read this book. He said, I think you might have ADD or ADHD. And I read the book and I thought, oh my goodness, it's talking about me. And I went to a doctor and I got analyzed or evaluated, and it turns out I do have ADD, big time, in abundance. So, at that point, I knew I had to figure out how to do more work in less time. I was struggling so hard, I was burnt out. And so I studied productivity. I went to group therapy for people with ADHD. I read a lot of books on time management and personal productivity and personal work-related stuff. I read hundreds of books. And the thing that I found was none of them really addressed the Mac user and said, you know something? In addition to all the Mac things you can do, here's some stuff that you can use your Mac for to help you get more work done in less time. And you'll know what I'm talking about by the end of this webinar, but for now, just leave it at that. I've learned so much, and I was so frustrated. I didn't know why it took me 18 hours to do 5 hours or 4 hours worth of real work. I just knew that every day stuff happened, and it caused me to not get my work done. It's a classic procrastination story. So here's what I want to ask, and that is, what is your biggest frustration? I'm gonna circle back to that because there's a delay, and I don't want to wait for your answers. But type into the chat box what your biggest frustrations are at your Mac. When you know, or in your workday. All right, and I'll try to address those the next time I stop and look down at the chat roll here. All right, here we go. So there's the what is your biggest frustration slide. I'll leave that up for a second to remind you to type something in the chat box. And before we move on to the really cool Mac stuff, I'm going to demonstrate 3 really cool things that will save you time and energy every day for free. But here's what you'll miss out on. Ready? Here's what you'll miss out on if you leave early. You'll miss out on certainly some wit, a couple of bad puns, and the best deal I'm going to offer for my Working Smarter online course and ebook, if you haven't already gotten an offer, that is. The workshop will be available for replay, but the replay won't include the offer. And now, with no further ado, it's on to Working Smarter technique number 1. This is snippets and why they rock. Okay, so snippets are, what snippets are short pieces of text that you type that the computer then replaces with longer pieces of text. It's faster, it's easier, and more accurate than typing. So for something you type more than a few times a day, like your email address, your home, your work address, your signature line, anything else you type repetitively, the name of your book, the name of your course, etc., your Mac will type it faster, easier, and more accurately than you. Okay? It's true. Snippets will save you time and effort every time you use them, and they prevent embarrassing typos because they never type it wrong. They always type it right. They improve your efficiency, so they work on leg 1. All right? This is a classic low-hanging fruit. I'll tell you how much time this saves me in a minute, but here's the thing. You can do this for free with what's on your Mac already. Ready? Watch this. Here we go. All right, first, launch System Preferences and click Keyboard. Click the Text tab. There it is, right? And then click the plus. And that will open up a new snippet field on the left side. And you type in your abbreviation there. And then you type in its expansion. So the snippet is BW, bob@workingsmarter.com. And then you type in the expansion, what it's going to expand to, bob@workingsmarter.com. BW will expand to bob@workingsmarter.com. And now, ready? When you type the snippet, BW, it expands instantly into bob@workingsmarterformacusers.com. Want to see that again? I type BW, ready? And it instantly turns into bob@workingsmarterformacusers.com. That's how fast it happens on my Mac, even faster maybe. So I use an app called Text Expander that I think costs about $3 a month, and it's worth it. But it actually tells you how much time you've saved by expanding snippets rather than typing things. And so in 4 months, Text Expander saved me 12.08 hours. Look at that. Is that cool? All right, so how much is that? 3 hours a month, which is almost an hour a week. That's 1 whole hour I got to do something more fun than typing, certainly. So 12 hours, I mean, that's amazing. All right, so think about it. If your time's worth $100 an hour, $150, I'll say I charge $160 an hour for consulting. So let's just say $150 because it's easier to multiply in my head. But if I bill my time at $150 an hour, Text Expander saved me $1,800 last quarter. So which way do you want to do it? I mean, come on. It's really kind of simple, I think. Snippets or no snippets. If there's stuff that you type 1,000,000 times a day, you really, 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 really ought to investigate using snippets. I would start with Apple's built-in thing that's in the keyboard system preference pane. And once you get hooked on how cool it is, you'll see the limitations of it, the little teeny fields that are hard to work with. Text Expander is just better in a lot of ways. Anyway, how do you want to do it? Do you want to do it the easy way or the hard way? If you're not already using snippets, you really ought to be, okay? Type your answers in there. Okay, and you probably, hold on one second, have to click the video to kickstart it. All right, now that you've seen how much time you can save with snippets, are you going to be using them? That's what I want to know. Type that in the box, type that in the text box, and we'll discuss it shortly because I don't want to stop. I'm on a roll. All right, now working smarter technique number 2. This is another really big one. Oops. Hold on. I don't need that. Okay, here we go. So, moving forward, a goal without a plan. This is working smarter tip number 2. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Okay? Have you ever spent more time deciding what you're going to do next than actually doing it? I used to do that all the time. I had a to-do list that grew to, I think, 13 or 14 pages before I realized that a to-do list is not a plan, it's just a to-do list. So if you've ever looked at that daunting list of stuff, picked out the easiest or most enjoyable thing, or ignored something that probably should have been done first, you understand why a list is not necessarily the right way to get stuff done. But having a plan helps. So if you have a list, it's not quite a plan. And if you don't have a plan, you don't really have much at all because you've got just a pile of stuff to do. And so what I say is important is to identify every day what the 3 most important tasks are. It doesn't have to be 3 for you. For me, it's 3. I want it, and sometimes I only feel like I have 2, and I'll find something else on my list of things to do and say, okay, this is getting done today. And so then I've got 3. But the thing is, pick a number that works for you. 1, 2, 3. But make sure that then that becomes the most important task on your schedule for the day. When you make your whole list of what you're going to do all day with time blocks like that, which I highly recommend, that's called time blocking. I block out time to do certain kinds of work. PR pitches for an hour from 10 to 11. The training course from 11 to 12. I had lunch at noon. I wrote a column, R&R, Rant and Rave column, number 224. I wrote from 1 to 3. I read some PDFs at 4, whatever. So, I plan out my days like this every single day. And I use something that I call my Super Plan Worksheet. It's free, and I'm going to give you the URL where you can download it and print all the copies you need because I highly recommend one of these every day. It is really, really helpful. If you plan your day, you will probably do twice as much work just by having the time blocked out and be really precise about what you're going to do. I'm not, because I've been doing this a long time. But for you, you should not say PR pitches. You should say, write an email, 3 PR pitches in 1 hour. I work in 25-minute chunks. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But there's 2 of them in an hour. So usually I'll do the same thing for 2 in a row, and then I'll switch to something else. That's another thing is, when I work on PR pitches or the course, I don't work on anything else. I don't answer the phone. I don't switch to email. I don't look at, I don't jump on Safari and look at cat videos or anything. All I do is work on the one thing. All right. So a plan helps you manage your activities because you can't manage time. Did you know that? People talk about time management. No such thing. Because time is 1,440 minutes in a day. That's it. Period. There is no time management. Time is constant. It ticks away. You can't manage it. You can manage the way you use the time. All right? Got it? So a plan helps you manage your activities. The stuff really works. Guy Kawasaki, I sent him a copy and he said back, it's no coincidence that after he read my book, he started working on his next book and he's going to finish it because he took some of my advice at least. So here's the thing. Download my free productivity planning worksheet and use it in conjunction with the tip I'm going to talk about in a minute, which is Pomodoros, and procrastination. All right? And then I don't want you to leave yet, so I'm not going to give you the URL till the very end. Okay? So, are you going to try making a plan? Again. Okay. Are you going to make a plan for tomorrow? Do you make a plan for every day? Are you thinking maybe a plan might be helpful? All right? So, type into the chat box there for me, and I'm going to move on and talk about the Pomodoro, and at the end of that, we'll come back and talk about the plan and the Pomodoro. Okay? So the next thing is, do you do the Pomodoro? Here's some quotes. I love this. The hardest part of writing is keeping your ass in the chair. And that was American novelist Wallace Stegner. The secret to writing a screenplay is keeping your ass in the chair. And that was Academy Award-winning director Oliver Stone. The secret to getting stuff done is keeping your ass in the chair. And that was me. I honestly believe that one of the things that's the hardest, especially if you have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, is keeping your ass in the chair long enough to get work done. Because it takes you a while, I think as much as 20 minutes, to get in the zone. And when you get there, if you're interrupted, it takes 15 or 20 minutes more to get back in the zone. So if you can get in the zone quickly and stay there for a while, you get twice as much work done. So the thing that I use to make that happen is called the Pomodoro Technique. It was invented by an Italian guy in the 1980s, I think, and it's called Pomodoro because you'll see a picture of it in a minute. All right, but the thing is, Pomodoro works like this. You work in 25-minute chunks, which are on your plan. After every 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. I like to take 10-minute breaks, so I take a 10-minute break. You can do what you want. The thing is, don't try to work more than 25 or 30 minutes in a spurt. I think there's some pretty compelling scientific evidence that it's difficult to maintain the high level of focus for much longer without a short break. And so, I use a free app called ZoneBox to keep track of my Pomodoros. I put them in the morning, and as I finish them, I delete them. So here's from a few days ago. There's a couple things I really like about ZoneBox. The first is it's got a purple progress bar. One in the menu bar there, and the other down on the window itself, on the ZoneBox window itself. Now, that's great for me because I have to know how much longer. If I don't know how much longer, I'll spend all my time worrying about, how much longer till the buzzer goes. This keeps me apprised of how far along I am. 13 is about halfway through a 25. So I know at a glance. Also notice it says 13 minutes. And does the menu bar say 13 minutes? Yes, no, yes. There's a purple triangle in the menu bar in the very middle of it, right to the right of the red arrow that says 13. So you can see it there. I only look at the purple lines. The purple progress meters are all I need. I'm halfway. I like that. All right. But if you use the Pomodoro and you do plan your day and you know, put a bunch of 25-minute tasks in there, it'll work for you. I promise. You will waste less time, and I guarantee. Yeah, there you go. And there's the Pomodoro shaped timer that the guy that invented it was using to time his Pomodoros. You don't need high-tech stuff to do Pomodoros. You could do it with a stopwatch. You can do it with, well, all right, I don't like to say their names aloud, but you could do it with those smart digital assistants where you talk and ask for things. You could say, hey, SIRI, or hey, ALEXIA, or whoever you like to say hey to, set a timer for 25 minutes. It works. That's all you need. You don't have to spend any money. There's nothing to buy, nothing to download unless you want to, but you don't need anything more than a timer. They help you avoid procrastination. The thing is, if you're going to do it right, you have to spend that whole 25 minutes doing one thing and one thing only. And if you don't, you have to start the clock over and do it again. And so I never do that because I turn off everything. I turn on do not disturb on all my devices, turn off the phone, and I get myself 25 minutes of pure focus on one thing. And in 25 minutes, I do an hour's worth of work easily, most of the time. All right? So that it helps me keep my ass in the chair. And it helps me avoid procrastination because I can look at my list of Pomodoros for today and realize that if I go down a rabbit hole and look at cat videos for the next hour, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to finish all the work. All right? So here's the thing. Pomodoros, along with time blocking. So the Pomodoro Technique, 25 minutes, short break, 25 minutes, short break, combined with time blocking, writing down what you're going to do and what time you're going to do it very specifically, what you can accomplish in 25 minutes, so you have like a goal, all right? It's way more powerful than either. Again, better than the sum of its parts. Just as all three parts of working smarter are better than the sum of their parts, Pomodoros with time blocking are a game changer, all right? Now, let me ask you another question. Are you ready to be a raging thunder lizard of productivity? It's fun. It's easy. It's not that hard to learn. I say if you can dedicate 10 hours over the next 30 days to learning, the rest of your life you're going to save an hour a day or more every day when you're sitting in front of your Mac doing all that work. All these things add up, and you could be a raging thunder lizard of productivity if you care to. Okay, so I have one more question. Again with the box. Why are you here today? What did you come here for? What do you hope to walk away with? I'm looking now. Hold on one second. I'm trying to see that I didn't miss anything. All right, Jeff. Use the timer on your iPhone. Yeah, I have always said you don't need anything special to make Pomodoros happen. Whatever's with you, your iPhone. If you've got an Apple Watch, you can set a timer for 25 minutes on it. Your iPad will do it. Your Mac will do it. You can ask SIRI to do it on any device. Just say set a timer for 25 minutes, and that will be done. So now let me just scroll to the bottom here. And, okay. So at this point, what I want to know is, are you as efficient as you'd like to be at your Mac? Would you like to spend less time working and more time doing things you love? Are you ready to banish procrastination? And the big question, are you ready to become a raging thunder lizard of productivity? Don't you want to be a raging thunder lizard of productivity? Look at that handsome beast. All right? So here's the thing. You're probably at this point wondering, what can I do to get those results? I know, loaded question. All right, the way I see it, you have two options. You can do it the slow way or you can do it the fast way. The slow way is the way I did it. Took me 20 years of searching pretty much every day for better ways to do stuff. Or you can do it the fast way. I like the fast way. The fast way is by working smarter, by taking advantage of all the things that I've learned over the past 20 years. So let me introduce you to the fast way. Here you go. This is the fast way, the solution. It's called Working Smarter for Mac Users. It's an online course. It's also an ebook. Who's it for? It's for almost any Mac user of any skill level. I say this a lot, but I've written for dummies books, and I know how to write clearly and concisely without jargon. I know how to produce video that shows you exactly what I'm talking about and nothing more or less, makes it easy to understand these things. The whole thing is I'm uniquely qualified to show you this stuff, and I'm probably the only guy that had this combination of circumstances that kind of made me obsessed with becoming more productive, with, you know, getting out of the office earlier while having gotten more work done. Let me show you the ways I can help, okay? The online course has 73 lessons. It's 10 hours total. The lessons are almost all less than 10 minutes. A lot of them are under 5 minutes, and it's broken into 3 parts, which should by now sound familiar. 57 lessons is wrong. I have to fix that. It's 73. I don't know where I got 57. Anyway, it's 73. All right, so all less than 10 minutes, most under 5, about 8 hours. No, it's 10 hours of instruction. I wrote, produced, and edited every single lesson. Every lesson. I did everything. 100%. In just under 11 hours, I think it's just over 10 hours. You're going to learn every trick in the book that I've ever learned for being more, every trick I've ever learned that I think is useful for being more efficient at your Mac, for managing your activities in time, and for avoiding procrastination. And the lessons are optimized beautifully for any device. You can watch a lesson anywhere that you have good internet connection. They really do a great job, the company that I use to host these, of creating format that works on every device really well. I've watched these lessons on my iPhone, I've watched them on my iPad, I've watched them on my Apple TV, and I've watched them on my computer, and they always look great. I'm not saying I'm the greatest filmmaker, but they always are clear and well lit and easy to understand. And there's one other thing. I am always available to answer your questions personally. I hang around. There's a discussion board at each lesson. If you have a question, I hear about it usually within hours. I get an email as soon as somebody posts a question, and also know that it's me doing the answering, not one of my minions, and certainly not one of my minions signing my name. I don't have any minions. I'm a solopreneur. I'm the only one here so far. So here's the thing. The course is ordinarily $4.99 or 2 payments of $2.49. And by the way, that 2 payments of $2.49 is $1 cheaper. So there's no interest free, and you save $1 by paying in 2 payments. I think I'm going to remove that next time. But because you're a workshop attendee, you get 60% off, and you're going to pay $1.99, just $1.99. But don't delay. This is my thank you gift to you for attending my workshop today. But this one-time offer will expire at midnight on Sunday, March 4th. If you spend too much time chasing rabbits down those rabbit holes, if you procrastinate when you know you should be working, regardless of what your rabbit holes are, whether it's Facebook, eBay, Etsy, tabloids, or even cat videos, you'll learn to do more work in less time, and I guarantee it, with the Working Smarter program. I stand behind the course 100%, 30-day money-back guarantee. If in any way, shape, or form it doesn't help you do more work in less time, you can have your money back. I don't want it. And imagine finishing all of your work every day before sundown. Something that I dreamed of for years and have figured out how to do. I'm in the hot tub by sundown almost every day. I don't always wear the hat and goofy glasses, but I do get in the hot tub. Imagine how good it feels to finish all your work before dinner. Not to have to go back in the office after dinner and work for 2 or 3 or 4 hours just to like not fall behind, not even to get ahead. Every day I know how happy this stuff makes me. It makes me really happy because I remember what it was like to work 18-hour days and not have time for things I like. It was bad. I hated it. I'm glad I don't do it anymore. You got nothing to lose, so much to gain. I promise you this stuff works. Now, here's what happens when you enroll. Ready? 1. You get a welcome email almost immediately with login instructions. You can dive right in. I recommend you start with the introduction and the prelude. You won't learn anything to help you work smarter, but you'll get a lot of insight into what makes me tick, and it sets the stage for everything to come. If you're in a real hurry to learn, just dive into lesson 1 if you prefer. The whole course will be available to you at once. I don't drip it out. I don't make you finish one lesson to watch the next one. You're welcome to skip lessons, to skip around, to do part 3 before part 1, or watch 1 a day for 73 days. It doesn't matter. You'll have it's available to you, until I or the company that hosts the lessons expire. I mean, I hate to say it's a lifetime subscription to it, but you will have it'll never go away. It's always going to be there as long as I pay the bills. All right, so the thing is, do whatever suits you, but I recommend you finish as quickly as possible so you can begin putting the full array of working smarter techniques to work for you as soon as possible. The sooner you do it, the sooner you'll start getting more work done in less time. You'll also get a weekly reminder for as long as you have unwatched lessons, a little polite hello. By the way, did you know you still have this? All right, so anyway, I happen to know that Farrier is already enrolled. So how about you, Frederick? What do you think? All right, I'm going to go ahead on because there's about a 1-minute delay, but I'll check back with this in a minute. All right, so save 60%, enroll today, use coupon code SAVE60 to enroll now and save up to 50%. And save 60%. I'm sorry. And now I'm going to paste the URL into the chat. All right. This is the URL you would go to register for the course and use that code. All right. And now, oh, yeah, it wants me to close that window before I can. There we go. Any questions? I'm going to come back and answer them, but please type them into the box. Oh, that's very kind of you, Joff. Yes, he loves the course. He highly recommends it. Well, thank you so much. I know that you took my other course, and so you know what you're in for, and you've got nothing to lose. In fact, let's go to the slide. You got nothing to lose, countless hours to gain. All right, look at that. Isn't that a great slide? All right, finally, if you're on the fence, please express your concerns in the chat box. I'm going to come back and I'll address them if I can. And remember that the special offer expires Sunday night at midnight. All right, so start working smarter today. Isn't it about time that you did something about all the time you waste every day? Start working smarter now. All right, let me help you become that raging thunder lizard of productivity as you should be. And here's the thing. That's all I got. So there is one last thing though. Here's where to download your free productivity worksheet, and I am going to put the URL for that into the chat log. And you can download those at your leisure. There's a couple other freebies, but the super plan is the big winner. So I'm going to switch back to I don't know. What do you think? I could play well, I'll wait and see if no, I tell you what. I'm going to play the closing credits. I'm going to turn up a little volume so you can hear them.
Big, but we're super plain.
Oh, I'm going to play the closing credits. Then, hang on one second. And then I'm going to come back and answer any questions that you have in the chat box, any comments. I'm going to stick around for comments, but I want to end the broadcast portion, the video portion, so we don't end up with a lot of dead air in the video. So, let's see. There's something here I have to silence. I think it's you right there over on the other screen. And we want to show that next. Okay. And no, not that. Well, there's the credits. Here we go. Actually, before I do that, I have something else I should do, and that is turn myself off up in the corner, because that's really annoying when you're trying to look at the credits, right? Don't you think? All right, hang on one second. Let me get this guy out of the way. And there, and I'm going to turn me off before I show you the credits. Here we go. And now, here are the credits. Actually, before I do that, I have something else I should do, and that is turn myself off up in the corner, because that's really annoying when you're trying to... Ready? Closing credits. All right, folks, that was it. I will be in the chat room for the next few minutes to answer any questions you might have, but I'm signing off from the video. I got you out of here in less than an hour. Have a great week, or weekend.